Hey guys, I wanted to make a little video series here on getting started with modding in Erannorth Chronicles. Um, it's something that isn't too difficult, even if you don't have any programming knowledge. I don't have any programming knowledge. I've just kind of figured stuff out as I've gone along. So let's just get started. I did want to mention real quick at the beginning, under the Erannorth Chronicles, the there are guides that are made by Raven, the creator, and these guides are good and they have lots of information in them. But personally, I'm more of a visual learner, and it was kind of hard for me to understand reading what to do. So I thought that I would make a video to make it easier for other people like me. There is also the Discord, the Erannorth Discord, and there's a modding section of that, and it's great for getting your questions answered, um, and all that stuff. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we have our Erannorth here, and we're going to right click it and go to manage and browse local files. And then we're going to go to Erannorth Chronicles data, streaming assets, content. And then this expansions right here. This has the files for the main game, Erannorth Chronicles, the DLC, and the community expansion. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make a shortcut. I'm going to make one to Erannorth Chronicles because that's the main one I'm going to be using. So we're going to right click, go to create shortcut, and put that on our desktop. And then if we go back to the content folder, you won't have this mods folder, so you'll want to make a mods folder for your mod. And then whatever you want to name your mod here, if you have several mods, you can have them in here so you can have them organized. This will be what your mod is named when it pops up. So I just named mine testing. And then if we look in what Raven has, he has all these folders for all these different things that you can do in Erannorth. And we're not going to worry about all of them right now. There's a lot of things you can do with this game, but we're going to keep it really simple today. We are just going to go over actions. So you will make an action folder, and then you will have a file. You can just have it be, it can just be a normal text file. We can just even open Notepad and type in whatever, and then save as, and then we will just name it. It just has to be named actions, and then it can be dot whatever you want. So mine was named testing. And then you can, different people prefer different programmings for editing stuff. I like to use um, Notepad++. You can just download it for free online. And then when you have your text file in here, you can do file save as, and it needs to be something called a TDB file. So you can just save it, just .tdb, and that will be the right file type that you need. Like I have already in here, actions.test, and it's a TDB file. And then the other thing you'll need, you don't need to worry about these other folders yet, is you'll need something called mod loader user. And this has to be a config file. And let's see, I think it's just as easy to save it like that. So we can just do Notepad. So we can type whatever in here for now. Save as mod loader user dot. See if that saves it as a config file. Did you save it as the right file though? Let's see, properties. Yeah, so that saves it as the right file, and then you would just drag it right into here. So you have your actions and you have this mod loader, and the mod loader is whenever you're going to be making these files for your different cards. I'm just going to get rid of these for now just so they're out of the way. Whenever you make your files for the different cards, they're going to be saved in your mod loader. So here's my cards, here's perks, here's races, classes. Like I said, if we take a look at Raven's in here, he has a mod loader too, and his is way more complicated than mine because he has a lot of stuff in his. but we can start small and work our way up. So that's no big deal at all. So we're going over actions for this video. So let's open up our actions here. And then I just made this custom card here. I was messing around with something. It can look kind of complicated, but it's really not all that bad. I'm going to show you a way to find the cards you want and kind of simplify the process a little bit. So one thing that I thought I would do is I have the game open here, and we have our player's handbook, which lets us visually kind of see the completed cards. And then if we uh, have Ravens here, Ravens also has an actions and a core. I think loot is like mostly for items found in dungeons and stuff, but we're just going to open his core one, and it's going to open right here in our Notepad++. We have all our different things that we've opened so far right in here. And then this is all of the cards from the base game, and it's a lot of cards. But it makes doing what we're going to be doing very simple. So let's say we say, okay, I want to make a card that's like Firebolt, but I would like to make an ice version of it. So it's very simple. We can just open up um, our actions core, the one that's Ravens, and we can do Control F. We'll open up a search box, and we can just type in Firebolt, and then find next. And here is the card, Firebolt. And then this is Firebolt, and it's Pyromancy. And this is the next card in the list, Immolate. So we're not going to want that. So we're just going to highlight all of Firebolt, and then you can either right-click to copy, or the hotkey is Control C. We're going to copy that, bring it over into our test, and we're going to paste it right in here. And you can paste it either by right-clicking and going to paste, or the hotkey for it is Control V. So we want to make an ice version of it. So let's call it, I think there's already an Ice Bolt card. So let's call it Icy Bolt. And then this next line is the school that the card is from. So ours is going to be from Hydromancy. And then expertise required. We're going to want it to require Hydromancy. And then the activation SFX is just the sound it makes. We'd probably want to put something like ice in here, but I'm not going to worry about it for right now. And then you have your damage, your range, your double. Damage is just how much damage the card does. Ranged is to avoid like counterattacks. There's ranged attacks and melee attacks. You don't have to worry about what every single one of these things does. If you can visually see it here and kind of understand it, and read about different effects if you need to, if you can find the cards here and then find the cards just by searching in here and just paste it here, or paste two cards. Let's say this Fiery Blast has something that I wanted, so I could paste it in here too. Oh, and these double lines are just to make a break in between what you're writing. It counts kind of like as to make empty space, just so for you, the creator, it's easier to see between your cards. So let's say there was something in this Fiery Blast that we wanted to put in icy. Like, let's say, oh, I really like how it has chain, but I don't know how to add chain. So the easiest way I found is to just take bits and pieces from different cards. Let's give it double and chain. And then between each thing the card has, there's a comma, except for the last thing. So let's just put the chain in there. And for the element, we want it to be water. And then since we're done with this, we'll just get this out of the way. And then we'll save this. So we'll do Control S, save. And then in the mod loader that we had, make sure that this can be, I don't think you need this line, maybe you do, But sure, just copy it like it says here. It'll probably be fine. The only thing you need from this is this part. So you can just have these 3 lines, and that's all you need for right now. So once you have these 3 lines and you have it saved, and mod loader into config, and you have your actions dot whatever, and it's the TDB file. So just to go over it again real quick, you have your mod loader config, and in your actions you have an actions dot whatever you want it to be, and just make sure whatever the name is here that it matches the name in the mod loader. So once you have those 2 parts together, you need to restart the game. What you can do is you can just hit restart here. Sometimes it will be blocked out like this. All you have to do is hit new character and then hit escape to go back one, and then you can restart. So let's wait a second for it to restart here. And I can close these things because I'm not, those are just for examples. And usually when I'll be doing cards, I'll do a couple at a time because you do have to restart every time you want to see like your finished product in the game. So we named it, I think it was Icy Vault. And there we go. There's our Icy Vault. And it has it for me, it's a lot easier when I can see the card itself for all of this text stuff to make sense. Like this stuff right here, it's like OCSI trigger, and this can look very confusing. But let's see, this card's, I put poison bite with 2 E's. But if I put it in here to look at, we can see, oh, it's just saying, oh, this thing right here is just saying if you're aware at, draw 1. So if, well, basically if you are aware at, effect, bleed, and draw. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, what is this? Oh, effect 2, if you have natural weapons, then trigger this primal effect. Oh, and then it has bleed and festering. Oh, and it's 1 actions, and it's tier 1. It makes a lot more sense when you can see the card. This thing at the beginning, the at expansion, you can put whatever you want here. So at expansion, John's mod. And it just makes it so when you search for cards, you can just type in whatever you put there. It will kind of label the card as, you can see if you click it here, uh, the expansion. So if you have a bunch of different cards or items from all different expertises or whatever, this can be an easy way to kind of find your card. The last thing I want to go over in this video is the problem with our cards, besides our Icy Bolt sounding like fire, is that they don't have any pictures. So what you can do is you can do custom pictures, and I'm not going to go over that in this video, but you can reuse existing artwork. And I don't remember the exact way to do it, but lucky for me, Raven has all of his stuff right here. So I remember it was reuse something. So here it is, reuse artwork, and then it's taking it from his main folder artworks, then it has the slash, and then it's the card that it's taking it from. So let's grab that, and then let's throw it into our Icy Vault. So since this is going to be kind of like another thing, we need a comma. So comma, space, reuse artwork. And then we don't want it to be spell research. We want it to be something icy based. So let's go into hydromancy. And hey, this frost bile spit looks pretty good. So we'll just put in here frost bile spit. And usually I'll do all my cards first and then do this artwork part second. And then we will hit Control S to save. Notepad, when it's red like this, it's telling you, hey, this isn't saved. You go to File, Save, but you can see the hotkey here is Control S. So I'll just do Control S, and then make sure when you're saving it that these numbers here all line up with connected here. Like see here, I have empty space, and that can mess things up. So make sure you don't have any empty space. It's okay to have these double bracket things. So we're going to save this, go back to here, exit out of this, and then that darkens sometimes. So that, hit escape, restart. And hopefully our card has a cool picture now. The player's handbook. We'll go to testing to look at all of our cards. I would have done several of the reuse at once. Okay, why didn't it work? Oh, Frost built spit. See, that's why you want to do a couple cards at once. So I just edited that real quick and saved it. And just hang with me one more time while it restarts. All right, player's handbook, testing. And there we go. Now it has a picture for that. And you've made your first custom card. So this will be the first video. I want to make a couple more for a couple more basic things to do. Hopefully this helped you. It wasn't too confusing as we both figured out our way through it. And thank you for watching.